Well, small domestic companies are the unsung hero of the policy that's emerged from this administration, because most of these, and I've got a pretty wide portfolio of them, almost in every state now, across a wide range of different geographies and different sectors, for everything from baking kitchens, commercial kitchens, to high tech. We do some back office work for Target in the wedding registry business with Honey Fund, one of my private companies. So anywhere between 5 million and 500 million in sales, average size 26 people, most of them family operated and family owned. And what has emerged, which has really surprised me in the last 24 months, we are having the best year ever in the last decade. And it's not spurred by tax reform necessarily. What's occurring out there in places like Fargo, I've got a company in Fargo, towns like Champaign-Urbana, Amarillo, Texas, the beef slaughter capital of the world. The deregulation in the state and the municipal and the federal level has given confidence to these operators to do something they haven't done in 10 years, to actually take out loans and invest in their businesses and create jobs and increase sales, enhance margins, scale up. I mean, they don't watch television. They're not worried about the stock market.
Well, wait a minute.
Just
don't blame us
in their businesses.
Come on, don't blame us. But you know, we were talking about this during the commercial break here. It's human nature when things are really good to worry that it's not going to last forever. It's when things are really bad that you think it's going to last forever. This can't go on forever, this strength in the economy. I mean, we know what happened in the 60s that led to an inflationary recession in the 1970s. So what's ahead here at some point, do you think? Well,
you know, it's a fair comment you're making, and the overall stock market is seeing something ahead. But remember, large cap stocks on the S&P 500 have 50% of their revenues internationally, and many of them in China, for example. And there's other concerns that stock market participants are worried about regarding trade wars, et cetera. Yeah. You talked to me about a company in Boston that makes cupcakes. They're not worried about trade wars with China. They're selling cupcakes, and they're selling a lot more cupcakes than they were
Kevin,
2 years ago.
I go out and I'm talking to CEOs with small bourbon makers, and they're worried about China trade wars. And I talked to a guy who owns a steel fastener company, a small company, privately held. He's worried about China trade wars. He's worried about the cost that he's having to fork over for the steel, number one, but also that his customers are going to decide to take a hike and go buy from China rather than him if he has to pass along those costs.
Well, look, if we get if January has a 25% increase across the board in tariffs, no question that's going to hurt some of these companies on input costs, because the majority of companies that are selling only 5 million in revenue are not selling anything to China or anywhere in Europe. They're servicing domestic markets. But what we've never had before, and this is why I think we're not giving enough credit to this unsung market. I mean, we all focus on, and I certainly spend the majority of my day worrying about my stock portfolios that are liquid and public and names that are trading in multi-billion-dollar market caps. But my private investments are way outperforming the public markets by miles. We're getting 11, 12, 14% increase in free cash flows, and we haven't even had the effect of tax reform yet. I'm just talking about deregulation. And this is the thing that people don't realize. We put a giant ball and shackle on the American economy for 10 years. I'm not blaming any politicians, but you should have seen the regulations on just small restaurants in towns like Compton in California. You couldn't even put in any more space. You had to have a huge amount of regulation around the bathroom and how far it was from where the tables were, stuff that we never talk about. And all of that has been wiped off the map, and these operators are now free to operate. Don't underestimate the power of a small American business when it's set free of government regulation. That's my point. And I'm going to continue to invest in them because I'm making a lot more money there right now than I am in markets. And I think at the end of the day, that's what we miss. So I'm a major fan of the policy. I don't get involved in watching the meat grinder of day-to-day Washington fanatics. Right. But I'm telling you, America's on fire.